there's decisions that we think we need to make. Yeah, in my head, but there's always time either way. Of course, I think what you'll notice and what you'll see, and maybe you might see a little bit more now, is the introduction of the younger players as well. Because I thought we were better. I know the game's gone, and I know Saka comes off, and other things, they drop down a level, but Brooks coming on, Asula coming on, and especially Arblaster coming on. That might be a route. It's been a painful season, Stu, and you've seen that before me, and through my period, it's been a real painful season. There's a lot of broken and damaged players out there, because this is the league this is what the league can do to you. Especially when you're off of it and they're on it, and you have to try and close that gap somehow. And when you don't close that gap, they make the gap look huge. So yeah, there's some decisions to be made, of course. I've talked about, there's a lot of other things that are getting reviewed at this particular time for us to get back. The supporters love the football club. I totally understand the supporters that left when they did. I get that. Every right for them to do that. I appreciate the supporters that stayed with us at the end. I thought they were amazing, and I'm not just saying that. That was a general feel of everybody and the staff, how good the supporters were. I don't need to, rub their heads regarding it. My future or anything connected with me was what happens on the football pitch. Not what I say to supporters, but I've got to say I thought they stayed with the ones that were in the ground, stayed with us right the way through to the end. They love the club. We're all hurting at the moment, every one of us, and we have to. Me, the coaches, have got to get together. We've got to see what direction we're going to go in between now and the end of the season. But we can't have this as just our stock home performance and home result, because it's just totally unacceptable for them as supporters who love the club, and me as manager and leader.
I was going to ask you about the younger players, because in some of the big defeats earlier in the season, we talked about how it's not the right time to introduce young players, but has it just reached the stage now where you feel as though you've almost got no choice?
Yeah, it possibly is. I thought Blaster coming onto the pitch didn't make us any worse. In fact, made us better. So we've got to see, with those players that are going to take us forward next year. So, and that isn't putting the blame on players today that we're all in the same boat. I don't think there was any player apart from the young boys, Asula, Blaster, and Brooks. Nobody really came out with 7s or 8s, and that includes me as well in that. So I have to take that responsibility in terms of me getting it right. We felt we got it right before. We felt we got the feel of it right. It was funny because we felt it was a real good vibe about the place, and a big belief that we could get something from this game. But like I said, if we don't do the stuff that we prep for and diligently prep for in unit meetings and team meetings, that goes out the window and people don't stick to a plan, then you're going to get punished at every level, but you're certainly going to get punished in the Premier League. So maybe these younger boys will be disciplined enough and want to learn and want to stick to that plan that we're trying to implement.
Does the lack of response to the prep that you put in during the week, does that make you question what you're doing here, frankly?
No, it doesn't question. It cements it. I know what I'm an experienced manager. I've come in and talk about what I've done. What I've done. What I've not done. Where my career's been and where it is. So as far as I'm concerned, in a way. I'm sure I'll wake up tomorrow morning and it'll strengthen my resolve and my determination to get this right, because it's a big job. We understand that. It's a big job, whoever was coming in when they did. I'm not saying I've cracked it, but we will definitely get this right in the medium to longer term, and determined as ever. Still a brilliant football club. It still gets 33,000 on a Monday night. The supporters will be here again. For the remaining games of the season. They'll be here next year and they'll buy their season tickets, this club has got to do so many things better. We totally understand that, and get it right. Get it right for the medium and longer term future.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.